Hi guys.
Welcome. I am about to just sign the back of my canvas. She is done. And I've named her. See, I want to make sure my arm doesn't get in the way here. What is today's date? 18th. And for my reveal, here she is. I'm loving how this turned out. So yesterday we worked on the sun, and what I did was I actually extended the yellow a little further to the right of the painting. Instead of keeping it circular, I extended it out a little bit. I also brought the darker further in this way and added a little dark in that corner. And then I subdued this bright teal with a little purplish tint. And there she is, guys. How do you like her? She is ready for my, well, not quite ready. I still have to do a varnisher in a couple of days, but yeah, other than that, she's ready for my show. So today we are going to start on the next one, and let me just switch this out here. And I lightly sketched it. I've been using my leftover paints. If I have any black on my canvas, on my palette, I've just been grabbing the next canvas so that I'm not wasting my paint. And make sure it's in the frame. And we are going to start the next one with my sky and ocean. I'm going to do another with the Golden Gate Bridge, and I'm loving this design. My sister's birthday was the beginning of February, and I gave her the smaller version of this. And yeah, it's something only a South African can appreciate because of Table Mountain. And, you know, living here, we have Golden Gate Bridge. So it's kind of incorporating the two worlds. And which brush am I going to use? I need my medium flat. Here we go. Cerulean blue and white on my palette. Go. I have a little black there as well. This is still left over from yesterday, and I can definitely use it for this painting. Got some black there. It might take a few swipes to cover, so I'll go in there first. Cerulean blue and white really makes a very natural looking sky. I'm not going to be too particular. I just want to get some paint on the canvas. I'm probably going to cover up some of my drawing, but that's okay because I have somewhat of a layout down here, and I can always extend that. I just want to get the sky nice and smooth. And this is only going to be, you know, like a maybe 20-minute video. So I think what I'm going to do is when I continue this painting, I will film some of it and then put it on my channel so that you can see the process if you'd like to see the process. And my canvas is a little too wet. try to lighten that up because that blue is a little too dark. Let's see how that, see, I should have let that dry a little bit. Black is really showing through. I'm going to mute it for just a second because I'm going to run the hairdryer over it. And there's still some wet spots, but what I'm going to do is I just want to lighten this. I don't want that to show in any way. Not sure if it's showing up on camera, but I have a couple of dark spots on my canvas there, so remedy that. Oh, my goodness, that's nice. I just went in with a light pencil sketch on the canvas because since it's acrylic, that will cover the canvas or cover the drawing, the acrylic. And I'm not going to be too particular. I just want a nice coating on here because I'd like to layer this as I go and give it some nice texture on the canvas as well, because this is going to be a very expressive painting. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Now for my ocean, I'm going to do the same color, the cerulean, and is that straight? Where's my tape measure? I usually just eyeball this, but this looks way off. Okay. Yeah, what this is, okay, that's 4, let's say 4.5, 4 3/4. So I want this to be, oh, 4 3/4 there. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, that's, let me get some tape here. Bear with me 1 minute, guys. Okay, I want a nice clean line. So I'm going to take this. This is my artist tape. Although I've used blue painter's tape on the canvas, which really works too. I have to keep that line. Okay, going in. I need some. So for the ocean, I'm using the same cerulean blue and white. And I want it to match the sky, obviously, but I don't want it to look too matchy-matchy, you know. I'm gonna go in with a little more cerulean here. spraying down the canvas helps the paint to flow nicely. And I need some ultramarine for the middle part here. So, you know, this is going to be tweaked a lot, but I want to get the gist of what I want, where I want it. And I don't want it to look too band, like a band, so that's where with the subsequent layers I'll mess around, but I really just want to get the overall picture down. And then we get into the fun part of doing some detail work. I'm gonna mix a little cerulean into this as well, so that it really makes it a lot more cohesive. No matter what you paint or what paint you use, when you add a little dab of another color that you're using elsewhere, just a little bit, not to quite change it, but it just helps it to come together and doesn't look odd. Don't know if I'm explaining that right. Okay, I'm gonna add some more white now. A lot more white. I don't know if I want sand over here. Maybe, yeah, let's put some sand over here. We'll complete that. Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh, great, okay. We're gonna go for probably 10 more minutes. So what I have found, guys, with my live is I can record for as long as I like, but processing it and uploading the replay, it takes forever, like 24 hours. So, you know, it just hinders anyone else watching it as well. So I'm going to just do 20-30 minutes max on my lives from here on out, and I may or may not do more than one live. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Okay, this seems a little more dry. Cleaning my brush, and I'm gonna go back into the sky. Oh, yeah. Actually, I like the little wispy look of it. Gives it some movement. Focus on the edge of the mountain. So once I paint the mountain, it'll give me a nice clean edge there. I want to cover that. I want to keep the tape on there though, because I don't trust myself with that line. I'm not going to keep it straight. I'd like to go over it one more time before I remove the tape. How off was I? I was off by half an inch. Oh my goodness. On a 14-inch canvas, I'm off by half an inch. That's bad. That is bad. That black is still showing, so I'm gonna have to maybe put a cloud there. I think I'll give the sky, let it dry naturally, and I'll come back and work on that some more. Now I'm adding just a little bit of darkness into that center of the ocean to give it some depth. And this is going to be a very whimsical painting. If you go onto my my storefront on eBay, the link is in my description, you'll see a copy. It's actually the main painting. That's just the front for my original link of something similar to what I'm doing here. It's the Table Mountain with Golden Gate Bridge. It's a nice movement, but I don't want it to be too uniform. Okay, see, these lines are kind of the same length. I don't like that. Let's get this a little more width here. Yeah. Okay. Go. And I'm going to just put a dab of black on my brush and dip it into what I already have on there, and I'm just gonna outline my mountain here. I think, yeah. You know, this is just my interpretation of Table Mountain. I'm not drawing painting everything exact, but if you know, see this mountain, you know exactly what I'm painting. Hard. Outline. My next painting, I want to finish this one today, and oh no, I don't want blue in there. Let's do blue sky, and I've got portion. There's definitely going to be lots of color on this mountain. I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna stick the tape this way so I can get a nice clean edge on the mountain. Or maybe not. I'll have some expressive movement there, but for the most part, I definitely want to keep a clean edge. Some. So we're gonna stop here for now, guys. At least you got this to see me start this painting. We will be back tomorrow morning. Like and subscribe and say hi to me. I'm right here. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow morning.